Good morning, everyone. My name is Tia.
And my name is Vincent. Today, we will present our semantic and pragmatic assignment.
We will analyze several movie dialogues using three concepts. There are speech acts, implicature, and expressive meaning.
So, without any further ado, let's begin our presentation, shall we?
Yeah,
So I'm gonna start the presentation with me first, and then after I doing my own presentation, Mutiara will take over the presentation. So the movie title that we're gonna discuss and analyze today is called Ice Age 3: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. So here we're gonna focus on this films, and we're gonna try to deep down the analysis of that movie. The reason why we choose Ice Age 3: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, because I think this is the right movie that we need for this assignment, because it's filled with a natural layered dialogue and full of requests, apologies, sarcasm, and emotional expression. So I think this movie is really fit with uh, today's discussion. So I think it's really strong how we choose this movie as our example, because there is so much evidence and there's so much something that we can learn from today, and we're gonna discuss and uh, analyzing it right now. So in this movie analyzing, we found a four concept that we're gonna discuss today. So our discussion is around for this concept. There's a speech act, that is a idea that when people talk, they're not just saying things, they're doing things like giving an order or apologizing. And then there's an implicature. So implicature is when someone means more than what they actually says, and you have to read between the lines, so you have to understand what the a person is actually says, because their says imply, not directly. And then the third one is referring expression. In referring expression, simple words like he or my kids that only make sense once you know the context. So in order to know the context, you have to read the whole line, so you can understand the context of that line. And then the last but not least is expressive meaning, the emotional layer behind what the character says. So basically, the emotional hiding behind the words. So this is the first evidence that we have. This is one of the scene that in the movie that says, "Oh, I see someone else who has a bun in the oven." So this one is belong to the implicature concept. I see someone else who has a bun in the oven. So on the surface, this is about a baking bread, right? Because a bun in the oven. In the context, both speaker and listener understand it as an implied reference to Ellie's pregnancy, and referred from a shared knowledge, not a literal word. So, the seed, the character is pointing out the Ellie's pregnancy, because he knows there is a baby on Ellie's belly. So our interpretation, interpret this as a deliberate comedic choice, humor relief on the audience already know Ellie's pregnant. So the implicator works almost like an inside jokes between the film and its viewers. Oh no, oh no, not good, not good. So, in the scene, Ellie is scared of the situation that he has to face in front of him, because there's a scary scenery. So, for that line, we associate it as expressive meanings, because this isn't giving a new information for us. It's expressing panic and fear from the Ellie's perspective, like the elephant's perspective. The repetition itself carries the emotional weight rather than the word's literally meaning. So what's interesting is since these are animated character, they can always rely on a subtle facial expression, like the way the real actor can. So repeating words like this becomes the shortcuts to make the fear or panic lens clearly with the audience. So like this example is a clear expression that has really often in the animated movie because it's kind of giving like the panic and fear since they cannot have their subtle facial expressions, right? So our interpretation for this, we read this as a way animated dialect exaggerated repetition, specifically to make emotional readable even without seeing the detailed facial expression. So as I said before, our interpretation is meaning give the expressive meaning like oh no no not good not good as expressive way to describe how he feels because it is limited by the animated facial expression. So let's move on to Tia explanation.
Hello, this is my turn that I will explain this next in this slide. First, we have one example. Come on, sit. I don't want you touching anything. This place is for kids. So, this dialogue is a part of a speech X, a command in disguise. I don't want you touching anything. Is a directive speech acts like in grammatically, this is a statement that functionally is a directive because the many indirectly commands to sit, to stop or not start or touching anything because that place is for kids. And then our interpretations is this indirectness makes the character sound more authoritative and in a casual, non-confrontational way and a subtle command dressed as a personal preference. Shh, my kids will hear you. So, what kind of part is dialogue? Let's go to the next slide. So, my kids, or this line is referring to expressions because my kids, referring to the baby dinosaurs that the character is caring for because Sid found the baby dinosaurs and babies is relies on the context to correctly identify who or what is being referred to and our interpretation we find this interesting because kids is usually reserved for human children and it is using for dinosaurs add affection and responsibility to the characters or seed which rats as an international and intentional stylistic choice by the writers. And how about we get Sid first and then go back for Roger? Hmm, okay, let's next to the next slide. So we analyze that this line have to combine analysis, speech acts, and plus indicator. Why? Because there's a line. Look, it's right there. Because the possums uh notice that Sid is trapped on the river full of lava, and Buck responds as yes, Roger, like that. It's not the name of the person because Roger is the responsive to from the command like yes, like that. But the other characters like Sid, no, it's not Roger, it's Sid. And then and the others says like okay, Roger can wait. We get sit first, and then we go back for Roger. So there's two characters that like uh is misunderstanding like to understand Roger is not the name because Roger is for respond to the command. And our interpretation is this line lets the character seems thoughtful under pressures or in the darkness. Here signals emotional control rather than avoidance. Then, what we found meaning is really literal. Characters constantly rely on context, shared knowledge, and social cues to communicate. Second, speech acts and implicator overlap. On this film, HH, the characters often giving commands, warnings, or suggestions indirectly rather than stating them outright or straight to the point. And third is emotion and reverence feel natural. Its expressive meaning and reverent expressions make that characters sound like human because these all characters in this film, which is an on Ice Age, is animal like ancient animals like there's a mammoth or maybe like a dinosaur, and even though they're animated, but yeah, even though they are animated as an animal.
So that is all for our presentation today.
We hope this presentation has helped explain how speech acts, indicator, and expressive meaning are used in the movie dialogues.
So thank you for your attention.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you later.